So once again, a draw, another very disappointing result. I don't even want to think about how many chances we've had over the last, say, 3 games. You know, Manchester United, we had, 30-something chances. Can't remember how many we had against Southampton, but tonight we easily had, I think, about 15 or so. And we've scored 2 goals in those 3 games. It's just... I'm not quite sure how. It's like, you know, when you play FIFA, you lose a game and you always screenshot it because you're the team with like 20 shots on target, 2 goals, and your teammate beats you, not your teammate, your enemy player beats you 3-2 and he had 3 shots on target. It's just one of those things, isn't it? It's so frustrating. Oh, where do I begin? I've made 3 notes. Okay, let me read you those 3 notes. 1, Iwobi offers nothing. 2, Giroud is up against 3 centre-backs, 2 of them being absolute giants. And 3, Wilshere was fantastic. Those are the 3 points I want to start with. So first of all, Iwobi, he started tonight. We dropped to a 4 at the back, or we went to a 4 at the back, I should say, which I wasn't opposed to. I thought, okay, fair enough. It worked somewhat in the last couple of games when we've changed to 4 at the back throughout the game. But we started the game with a back 4 and instantly it was like, this isn't working. It just is not working. Monreal gets caught out a lot, I feel, when there's not 2 other centre-backs with him. It feels like with him and Koscielny as the only 2, there's a few issues there. But because we went 4 at the back, it kind of made room for Iwobi. And I feel like when Iwobi plays for us, he gets a lot of the ball. He has quite a lot of influence on the game, but just doesn't offer anything. And I really hope that I'm not the only one that feels this way, because maybe I'm being overly harsh. But again, tonight, every time Iwobi got the ball, I really watched. I wanted to see what he was up to. And a lot of the time, he would go on a run, maybe try a bit of skill or a cheeky pass, goes out of play. Or he'd receive the ball, look for a pass, and it's just not got enough power on it. He's completely missed, that the player was running into space. It's so infuriating to watch a player that you really like and you really want to be an Arsenal player. He's an Arsenal player. He really is. He's like one of us, and he's just not good enough. I'm sorry, he isn't. I've said it multiple times this season. He's just not good enough. And as soon as he came off, and I think we brought on Welbeck instead, who, for me, similar to Iwobi, especially out on the wing, just doesn't offer enough. We looked even better though. Well, we looked marginally better when Welbeck came on for Iwobi. That's just how I feel. Hopefully, like I said, I'm not the only one that feels this way. I like Iwobi. I really want him to be good, and I think he will be good. But as of right now, whether it's he's not playing in the right position, maybe tonight just wasn't his night, but it seems too coincidental. It's happening all the time. He just isn't good enough. That is just how I feel. My next point was Giroud was up against 3 centre-backs. Now, I was really happy to see that Giroud would get his first Premier League start this season. He played really well against Southampton when he came on. He rescued us, got us the point. Tonight, there was just no chance. I think there was a statistic. We got 4 crosses into him in the entire game. If you're going to put Giroud up front on his own, okay, and fair enough, we did it against West Ham, who we knew would sit back. I think they had 3 attempts on target tonight. They got very unlucky towards the end. They really should have won the game at the end there with Hernandez hitting the bar. Bounced pretty much on the line, which gave me a heart attack. So I kind of get why Wenger decided that this is a good game for Giroud to come on. But quite quickly, you could see, that West Ham were playing 5 at the back, 3 at the back when they're on the attack, and they have Ogbonna, Reed, and Creswell. Now, Creswell, I'm going to leave out of this because it doesn't quite work with what I'm about to say. But Ogbonna and Reed, they are equally as strong, equally as good in the air as Giroud, and they were just nullifying each other, and it wasn't working. And this was one of those games where we should have had maybe Lacazette, Alexis, and Ozil with their nice trio passing, but it just didn't happen, of course, because we didn't start like that. I prefer the 3 at the back formation. I saw the pundits saying that we don't have the personnel for that. Of course we do. Why have we been playing it for so long? The last, 8 to 12 months, I would say we've been doing 3 at the back since we beat Chelsea. And I just, not since we beat Chelsea, sorry, Chelsea changed to the 3 at back then, but we've obviously copied that Chelsea system that they did so well with. And maybe it hasn't been 8 to 12 months, but we've definitely been doing really well with it, since, for quite a little while now. And suddenly we're going 4 at the back, and it wasn't quite right tonight. One thing was right, though, and that was Wilshere. This guy, we have missed him. And I know we all make jokes about Wilshere, and You see in the news that he's been ice skating recently. That's news because it's Wilshere, and they're surprised he didn't fall over and break his face or break a leg by just putting the skate boots on. Like, I get that he's very injury prone, but you can see when he's fit like he is right now, and when he's playing well, he's our best midfielder. Some of the first touches on display tonight, some of the passing. I think the first half he had 100% passing. I think the second half he had 96. I think he misplaced 2 passes the entire night. He was absolutely instrumental for us. And it was quite nice to see 3 in midfield with Xhaka, Wilshere and Ozil. Lots of creativity, lots of possession. But when you have all these chances, when you have all this possession, you've got to have an end product, and there just wasn't tonight. Quick word on West Ham and Moyes, because I think it's fair to say that they definitely deserved something out of the game tonight. They defended really well. Yes, you could say they parked the bus a little bit, but they had multiple opportunities. They had a goal disallowed. I think Arnautovic is looking like the player we knew from Stoke. He's really starting to get some confidence. Hernandez coming on late on, hitting the bar, almost scoring the winning goal. And they were good. Moyes has made them extremely hard to beat. You saw Chelsea get beaten by them midweek, or at the weekend, sorry. And now you've seen them get a draw out of Arsenal. A 0-0 draw, albeit. But it's refreshing to see Moyes get back into, you know, a higher job. You know, this is the best job he's had since Manchester United. And he looks to be quite good there, a good fit. But I'm sure West Ham fans, although they're happy with the point and happy with the 3 points against Chelsea, they don't really want to see West Ham playing so defensively. But in games like Chelsea and Arsenal at home, you have to be defensive. You have to take the pressure, don't you? And you hit them on the break, and that's what they did so well tonight. And they are going to be fine. They'll be absolutely fine this season. They will pick up points, and I'm sure against, you know, other opposition, slightly easier opposition, you could say, that they will be more attacking. But they will never be as good as they were when, you know, Bilic was taking them up so high in the Premier League with Payet playing so well. Of course, he's since gone and it's kind of gone downhill a bit. Bilic is gone. But they will return to some good form. I'm pretty sure that West Ham will finish, you know, mid-table towards the end of the season, maybe, you know, around 12th, 13th. They won't go down, no chance. I think it's 6 years in a row now they've stayed in the Premier League. That's not going to change. But after all, guys, tonight has been a very frustrating 0-0. And I think for me, that quite possibly could be the top 4 being almost gone. You know, and I know it's still early days. It's still only December. We're not even halfway yet. We're almost halfway. And things can change. And we do seem to play better towards the end of the season. But with Liverpool finding some good form, Tottenham are starting to win more games. You've even got Burnley up there in the top 4 right now. I honestly feel as if, you know, tonight, maybe a draw is somewhat okay. But had we lost, had that Hernandez goal gone in, I think top 4 might have been very unrealistic. And I still somewhat think that, but of course things can change, like I said. Now, you guys liked my ratings I did in the last episode. Obviously, some people disagree with the ratings, but you like the idea of me giving my ratings. But I'll do it a bit more quickly because I went on a little bit. So Petr Cech tonight wasn't particularly convincing. He flapped a few crosses. He tried to punch the ball at one point, and Arnautovic almost scored because he missed it. So I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. I didn't think Cech was very good tonight. At right back, we had Bellerin. I think he had a somewhat better game, but nothing special. I think I'd give him a 5. He's better going forward than he is going back, but even going forward, there's just never a good cross. There's never a good pass. He's always just overrunning the ball, or he's running into space and the pass goes well wide, which sometimes isn't his fault. I understand that. The next to him, we had Koscielny, who again had an average game, nothing special. There was a few challenges he made, a few mistakes made. 5 out of 10 for me, and probably the same for Monreal, a 5 out of 10. I thought today was one of his weakest games, actually. On his own, sometimes, I think he's very, very poor, and I feel like he's been great this season because the 3 at the back formation suits him, because he's got 2 other centre-backs that can provide cover, because Monreal likes to push forward. For some reason, he's often on the halfway line trying to intercept the ball, which is not good at a 4 at the back formation. He leaves gaps. At left back, we have Maitland-Niles, his first Premier League start for Arsenal. Which was amazing. I was quite surprised, and he was actually very solid. I like the look of Maitland-Niles. I don't see him as a left-back. I really feel like he could be a great centre midfielder, maybe a winger. But he did well at left-back. He's probably one of our most versatile players, and I think he's one for the future. I really liked him, and I'd like to say he was one of our best players today. I'd give him a 6, maybe even a 7 out of 10. Really enjoyed watching him tonight, but Kolasinac was missed, I think. You know, he has been one of our better players. On the left side... actually, no, we won't go by position. Let's talk about Well, no, we probably should, otherwise it won't make sense. All right, we'll go with Xhaka next. We'll go midfield. Xhaka, I think some people said he had a poor game. I disagree. I think he was okay tonight. Maybe a 6 out of 10 performance. He's good at, keeping the ball. He's strong. He's kind of cut out the aggressiveness that gets him yellow cards and red cards, but he's still getting into challenges. Made a few great tackles. But for me, the best player tonight for us was Jack Wilshere. I'm surprised he didn't get close to man of the match. I think Arnautovic got it. Wilshere, for me, had a really solid game. Maybe a 7, maybe even an 8 out of 10. He was our best player by a mile. Then on the right, we had Iwobi. Very poor for me tonight. Had 1 or 2 chances to do something, but failed to do so. Probably a 4 out of 10 for me tonight. On the left, we had Alexis Sanchez. Trying too hard, giving away the ball, only passing to Ozil. Too many times where he would cut onto that right foot and try and shoot, and it got blocked, and then he would run into trouble. Loads of arms flailing around because he's angry someone didn't pass to him. 5 out of 10 for me, not very good tonight. Mesut Ozil at cam, although he was dropping deep sometimes. I thought he was okay tonight, made a few key passes as you'd expect, but nothing special. Probably a 5 or a 6 out of 10 as well. And then Giroud up top, very quiet game. Had a couple of chances. Of course, they were all headers. Really just not getting enough service, and I would give him a 5 out of 10 as well. And the subs, who even cares? It's a 0-0. It's just so boring, isn't it? It really is, and I'm frustrated, but it's just the way it is. Thank you for watching, guys. My career mode should be back tomorrow. I've had a bit of ill health again. I'm going to have to do a video talking about it because I need you guys to understand what's going on right now in my life. It's not great, basically. I got some bad news from my doctors recently, so I will explain all soon. But that's no excuse. I should be trying to make more videos. I know, I'm trying my best. I just don't feel 100% lately. You guys know the drill. I will try my best to upload as much as I can. But thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.